Hello and welcome to another episode of the Back2Warcraft podcast. I am Bidoux. Joined with me is Neo, and this is episode number 9. It's May 20th, 2021. How are you? How's it going?
I'm miserable. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, I mean, so this episode's probably just going to be a bunch of Q&A questions. We actually got a lot this week. And we're just gonna talk about what's transpired because we just got back from a long 2 weeks of Dreamhack.
Damn, you sound not the slightest energetic. Why would people listen to this?
What do you mean? I'm sitting back. I got my feet up.
Yeah,
I'm chilling.
You're way too comfortable right here. You sound.
You gotta be comfortable.
So boring right now. Give me more.
Okay,
of that
dude. So we just finished like 2 weeks of Dreamhack. We are buzzing on all cylinders. No, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
I can't do that all the time. I would lose my mind.
Just wanted to derail you a little bit right at the start.
Yeah, I'm super chilling right now. Super happy to do the podcast, obviously. Yeah, I think just this week we'll cover a bunch of questions. There's still some cliffhangers that we want to cover. If we have time, we'll get to that. But I want to start with this one because ever since Dreamhack ended, you've been taking a bit of a break.
I disappeared.
You did. So one of the questions that we got is from is this from Save Orcas? No, it's from, oh god, I can't read that. What's his name? Ameisenfutter.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Is that good?
And fodder, yeah, for sure.
Ameisenfutter. Is it fodder or footer?
Futter.
Ah, Meisenfutter. Okay, he says, have you been enjoying your days off since Dreamhack? I guess we'll start with you.
Yeah. Dreamhack took a bit of a toll on me. Like, the combo of War 3 Champions Finals into Dreamhack was a little much. So, I legit spent 3 days in bed. Mostly sleeping. The first day, Monday, I slept throughout the entire Monday. I think I got up twice to get new water or something. But apart from that, I was watching Star Trek. I was snoozing. Next episode, okay. And then more sleep. I slept so much to recover. And yeah, I didn't look at my phone. I didn't turn on my PC for 2.5 days. So yeah, I kind of needed to distance myself a little from everything, and that's working well. I mean, now I'm a little back for the podcast, but that's in between because I can spend time with you and just loose talking and no pressure and nothing. I started playing the new Pokemon Snap, which is incredibly wholesome, and that's exactly what I needed. Just something light, something nice, something beautiful, something not mentally draining. This is I'm laying in bed or on the couch, listening to music, watching Star Trek, and play Pokemon Snap. That was pretty beautiful. Tonight I got to socialize because one of my roommates had a birthday today. Shout out Torben. And yeah, so I guess there's a little bit of socializing involved later, but apart from that, I don't see any people. I don't see the daylight. I'm wonderful. That's the dream.
Have you always taken breaks like this after like a long grind, or is this like something new to you? Are you feeling like burnout, or what do you think is the reason for that?
That's usually what I do, especially after Dreamhacks, especially after Dreamhack Summer. Last year, I kind of disappeared for a week as well. Because it's so demanding, and it was super hot back then, which fortunately is not the case now. So it's not physically draining, just mentally. So yeah, that's usually what I do. But this is a little extreme. I was so fed up with like the entire scene. Doesn't really matter. I mean, we touched on it a bit last podcast that. There was a lot of drama with Dust and then the XlorD iNSUP thing, and it feels like wherever you look it's just drama, and it pisses me off. It feels like the scene is eating itself alive right now. Do you have that feeling as well, or is it me getting a little burned out?
Yeah, I don't see it as a problem. I
Huh.
don't see any of it as a problem, actually.
Because you're part of it, you idiot.
I think we could use more of it, to be honest. A little bit more excitement. I don't really know what you're talking about, though. You should probably elaborate on what exactly is triggering you, because I saw that tweet, and I wasn't really awake for that. It was the Dreamhack
You were
Twitch
awake.
chat.
You were in chat.
Okay, I might have contributed to a couple copy pastas. But
Yeah.
the point I'm trying. Wait, I thought you don't read chat.
I was so angry.
I thought you don't read chat.
At some
You've
point,
always been telling me. You've always been telling me that I read the chat too much. Bidoux, stop reading the chat. Just cast. Just try to enjoy what you're doing. Stop reading it. It's toxic. Don't read it. And now I go in for honestly 10 minutes, and you know when I'm in. You're reading that shit all the time.
No, I'm not reading that shit all the time. Here's what I had to do, and this is why I read the chat. Because during Dreamhack, we have to play a certain amount of ads, as you guys might know, because we take a lot of breaks. So whenever there's a break, I have to go to the Twitch dashboard and play a commercial. And that is when I see a little bit of chat. And that was when I saw the copy pasta of blah, 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 Undead is imba, blah, blah, blah. And then there were people like, oh, Bidoux is leading the charge here. He's one of us. Yeah, fuck you. That was so disrespectful. It was the Dreamhack Grand Final. Happy versus Foggy.
Todd did it first, and I piggybacked off Todd. If we're being honest.
So what?
Here. Okay, so here's the thing.
Wait. We have to tell the people what exactly happened. So from my POV, it was the Dreamhack Grand Final. Happy and Foggy, and the games were absolutely amazing. Both players played so well. Foggy had something prepared, but Happy was just one step better. And the games were also, but like they had a lot of variety. On one game, we saw Master Banshees, then we saw like normal Undead play, and then we saw GOG play. So 3 very different strategies. And chat and the community has nothing better to do than spam an Undead is Imba copy pasta for 35 minutes. That started someone game 1 and went through the entire grand final.
Okay,
what the fuck?
What is the problem?
The problem that it's incredibly disrespectful and ruins the fun for everyone with a brain.
Okay, so here's my opinion, okay? I think what was the viewership at? It was something like 5K?
5.5 up to 6 or something.
So first of all, that's the highest number that we've had since the regional finals, which I think was 6 something. So we're pretty much buzzing. You guys are pretty much buzzing on all cylinders. So that's a really successful stream. And when you get to that high level of numbers, all you really want is interaction and people to have a good time. A copy pastas, dude, are like the biggest form of chat interaction. It's like people are so into it. Like when people are spamming copy pastas, including myself, we don't actually care about what the message says. It's more just like unifying. Everyone can gather together.
Wow.
And come together and just like enjoy. Dude, we were all enjoying the games, man. We were all enjoying the games, man.
That's like a Twitch chat Heil Hitler.
No. Okay, hold on.
Let's just people are screaming there. Let's just do it as well. Let's just follow. Let's just follow the degeneracy that devalues the tournament, that devalues the entire competition, that devalues the players' accomplishments. That was so
spam.
dumb.
Some spam and copy pastas are totally just chat interaction, and this one had nothing to do with balance. I mean, Happy is going to win. He's the better player. He's won all of them so far.
It had something to do with balance. Oh, I'm already angry here because it was basically the essence of it was, oh, this dude is just winning because he's playing Undead.
I forget what the copy pasta was. That's how much meaningless it was to the people spamming it. You take it way too far when really people are just trying to have a good time. It could have said Giannis is like, I'm a big fan of, like, there's that one that Kaiser does about me. It's like if Bidoux has 1 million fans, I am one of them. If Bidoux has like no fans, I am one of them. Like, or something like that.
That's
like
fun.
It's not about the. Okay, but you're reading too much into it. It's about everyone getting together. It could have been anything there, and I think a lot of people just want that interaction. Man, I see a copy pasta, I get right in there because it's a way to connect with everyone. I didn't even read the copy pasta. I just copy pasted it. That's
so
the whole
bad.
point.
That's
the
so
whole
bad.
point.
No, that's the problem.
No, there's no problem with that. There's no problem with that.
Absolutely.
So you would rather see no fun in chat. You would rather just see people talking genuinely about it. Why? It's an entertainment show on stream on Twitch. It's Warcraft 3 entertainment. Let people enjoy it the way they want to enjoy it.
I never had a problem with any copy pasta before because most of them are funny, like the Czechy thing that's going on for years. Oh, Czechy isn't so great, blah blah. That's fun. That's genuine. It's like the celebration of something. That's super cool. People praise a player or a caster or whatever. But that was just shitting on the game, basically. That took every fun out of this grand final.
Yeah, don't read the chat then. I saw it completely different. I saw it completely different. I saw it as like 5.5K people watching Warcraft 3, watching the grand finals, having a good time.
Yeah, why would I watch it if this guy just wins because he's undead? Like, why would you promote that message?
Do you honestly even believe that 5.5K people, do you think 99% of those people even understand how the game works? They don't. They have no idea about balance. They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Oh yeah, dude, that was clear to me. We casted this Moon vs. Fortitude game, which was absolutely nuts. The series, Sunday lower bracket final something, and these games were so crazy. It started off with like Echo Isles. Moon went for a keeper, but still did the Warden creep route at the mercenary camp, and then Fortitude was faking an expansion with the Mountain King first, but then went for a tower push, and Moon held that thing, and it was back and forth. That was so crazy. Tidehunters was bad shit as well. We almost mined out Tidehunters. It came down to some sort of base race, crazy who mines last thingy. And during these two games, I shit you not, every single unit, building, race, hero, ability, every spell was imbalanced throughout the course of that. Everything. It was so bad. This chat was so bad. I was waiting for Remo to start a new Reddit thread like, hey boys, we have to turn this ship around. That was the worst chat I have ever seen since like 2014 maybe. It was horrendous.
I think it's a non-issue.
God damn, I miss the Back2Warcraft mod so much. And if anybody
that's true.
Ever wants to tell me you need to loosen up on these rules, your mods are Nazi mods, shut the fuck up. These guys lead to a more or less healthy environment, and it's so much better when shit talkers like we've seen on Sunday just get banned. I don't give a shit if they cry afterwards. I don't care. And if they apologize, I don't care. If you're a shithead, get the fuck out. I'm so pissed. I'm so tired of these people. Can't.
Get him, Neo. Get him, Neo. I think you would have banned everyone that's copy pasting that one.
Oh hell yeah. All out.
So copy pastas are fine as long as the message is all right with you.
Absolutely. No.
So you need to dictate if the message is okay.
Oh no.
That sounds reasonable.
The copy pasta is fine unless it just shits on something. If it's insulting or if it's like just shitting on the game.
So only positive copy pastas. That's not reasonable. That's not...
Of course. Spread the
okay. So what if there was a universe where
there is a universe?
Okay. What if there was a universe?
Okay.
Hypothetical. Where every single person that copy pasted that balance wine was just joking.
It's still a stupid joke then. It's not that.
I think you read too much into it. Like I really don't see this as a problem. Like you tweeted, like you went off and like people were like, dude, Like it was like a weird tweet, and I was like, oh, here we go again, because this is how Giannis gets. Giannis gets, you don't like something, and then you just go fucking full balls to walls, and you just hose anyone that's involved.
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
was
here
right.
we go. Here we go. He's just gonna go off again and get pissed off. And I'm like, dude, you had 5.5K viewers for a grand finals, which is good for our game. Everyone's chat interaction. It's about people coming together and chat interaction. Like, if you honestly think people even understand the game balance, it's
That's
ridiculous.
no
They don't. They're
interaction, though.
just copy pasting to be a part of the copy pasta. It has nothing to do with the message. Like I just told you, I didn't even read what the fucking message was. I just copy pasted. That's the whole point. I'm trying to get involved. I'm trying to join the hype. It's a great game, a great series. I don't think anyone's honestly thinking, oh my God, Undead's so broken. How can you watch Happy play and think that that's Undead? He does things that Undeads can't do. He's literally above it. He's the worst example for you to say that people are actually like, oh, people actually think it's about balance. You think it's about balance with Happy?
Yeah,
Happy's the GOAT. He's the greatest player in the world.
That was the essence of this. The essence was like, it could literally be any other player. He's just winning because of the raise. And I got a tweet reply by Mr. Mirror, and I think that is pretty much my take as well. It was, I think, the best response I got, quote unquote. Balanced wine get worse and worse because oftentimes the scenes are too tolerant to the balanced wine and say it's just freedom of speech. It's just like a seed grow up to the plant already. Exactly. So you gotta whack them all.
Well, I'm glad that one person agreed with you. I really don't think that it had anything to do with people complaining about balance. It's a copy pasta, Neo. It's copy pastas are meant to be, first of all, spam, annoying, funny, and just interact with people. It's a way for people to gather together and be a part of it. It's honestly the same as like a sub train, like a hype train. It's like, just get involved while the window's hot. And yeah, it could be annoying. And if you're watching the stream I mean, that's a part of Twitch though. Like, you can't have it all. Like, you honestly think that you can just watch a 5-hour, 8-hour, 10-hour stream and it's always just going to be what you want? No, if the chat's full of spam, just don't read the chat for 20 minutes. Like, it's just the way it is. Like, you're going to ban everyone because they're trying to have a good time. I was trying to have a good time. You think I give a fuck about Undead balance? Do you think I think that Happy's winning because Undead's broken? Fuck no, dude. And like, nobody does, man. Like, I think you just read into messages way too much and then you overreact, when really at the end of the day, great viewership, great time, good event, great stream, great casting, everything was fine.
I don't know, man. That killed a lot
and
of
you
my
like
passion for this community.
You mauled. You're maulding right now.
Yeah, but I don't know.
You're bald right now. You're actually bald.
And it certainly killed a lot of my passion for this community for now. Like, I don't really have any motivation to do much at the moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of the copy pasta.
That was part of it. We can go on for like 3 hours right now.
What's going on? What else is going on? What's wrong? What's
everything? Everybody is just shitting on each other. Like,
wow. I mean, speak for yourself.
What? Yeah, right now I am. I need a vent right now. But
I've been in this bubble for like 2 years. But go ahead. How do you feel, Neo? How do you feel about people shitting on people?
I don't know. I'm so annoyed. There's nothing cool and genuine at the moment. Like, whatever happens, people shit on it. Like, War 3 Info League gets started again, and the admins apologized for the season 4, which was a mess, and they said it was a mess. And then there's 40 comment Reddit thread on how incompetent and what assholes these admins are, and just
I'm sure you got the logs
from.
I'm sure you got the logs about my statements towards that. I was
No, I didn't.
Oh well, you'll probably get them soon. Yeah, I think they messed that up, but they at least owned up to it, and they went back to the old ways. I think the problem was pretty much the entire team dropped out at the end of season 3, and then come season 4, I don't even know what fucking season we're in right now, 5. But come season 4, they changed everything up, and it was not good.
Yeah,
and they made weird groups, and they totally owned up to it, and they said we fucked up. And then they screwed over teams 100%. Some teams got absolutely screwed over for season 5, which I think is the problem. That Reddit post was just from a team that got absolutely fucked over, which they did. And that's just the way it is. But I think for season 5, War 3 Info League, they're going to go back to the old relegation promotion system, which is the right way to do it. I think they had it at the start. I think what happened was after season 3, the team left. and then the new team came in, but they came in during the off season, and they probably didn't know what the past was like, so they just made their own thing.
No.
Well, then it makes no sense why they changed it.
It was still like the old team wanted to change it with its depth. That's totally not the point.
What's the point? Everyone should just enjoy everything.
No, the point is that I'm so sick and tired of people complaining all the time and not doing anything better. This guy who did the Reddit thread, like Nyagoslav or something, he's in the scene for at least 10 years, and he is such a bitchy whiner.
Get him, Neil. You know what? He's on INFS, yeah?
What?
Is he on INFS?
I have no idea. I think he wanted to retire like 7 times already. I have no clue.
Well, I posted a cringe retirement thread on WCR like 10 years ago that was super cringe. I read it back, and I was like, God, I was so egotistical and a maniac. It was fucking psycho shit.
Yeah.
Absolutely psycho shit, dude. I wrote in third person, Bidoux retires. How crazy is that?
Oh, wow.
So cringe. But I don't think we should cop people out for 10 years ago, because I was a little shithead then. But
no, I'm totally fine with fair criticism. Fair criticism is absolutely necessary, and I think we don't.
No, you're not okay with fair criticism.
Of course,
because I think the criticism for War 3 Info League was fair.
A lot of it was fair, but then there were so many things. Oh, I have to quote this somewhere. There were so many things that went to a personal level, and that is absolutely not fine. You can clearly question how a league is run and a system, etc., but if it's getting personal, this is what happens a lot. Like, it doesn't matter if it's iNSUP XlorD Twitter drama, or XlorD Todd drama, or Mouse vs. Todd drama, or this W3AL thing. So much gets so personal recently. I'm so sick of it.
I mean, the personal petty, when it's petty, that's because then I think we go back to the dark ages, right? Where we should be bigger than that. I agree with you there. But I think if people fuck up, there should be some criticism behind it. So some people aren't even aware.
Yeah, but they like in the release news, they stated that they fucked up. Like, what more? What more do you need?
Yeah, but I mean, like, you still you should still expect that the people that did get messed over and fucked up to still be upset about that and maybe vocalize that. And I think that's what we saw with INFS, and I think that's what we saw with Global Clan. And I think my biggest problem with it, if we're talking about War 3 Info League, are we talking about War 3 Info League right now, or do you not want to?
I'm not too much into the topic, but for sure.
It's really not much of a big deal. It's from season 1 to 3, the team with Duro and all those guys, a lot of great guys, by the way, that put in a lot of free time, and it's really just for the betterment of Warcraft 3. So I'll preface that, but they built a system over time. They made mistakes before, but they built this system and put it in place with a great website to basically have the building blocks of a great team league. New teams start in the lower division. You have to work your way up. They didn't just do bias on paper. This team should win, so let's put them in Division 1. That's what we saw with Dust. We were initially going to be in Division 2. It wasn't for MTW dropping out that allowed us to move up. But other than that, we would have had to spend, I think, season 2 in a lower division, and we wouldn't have had that great final against UMAD, that great storyline. But that doesn't matter. The point is, we would have had to pay our dues. And, for Zero Effort League, for Washed Up, for the French teams, for a bunch of these teams, including Rocket Beans or Playing Ducks now. Are they the same team?
No.
Okay, well, Playing Ducks had to pay their dues. Okay, they spent like at least 2 seasons, 3 seasons in the worst division, playing the shittiest teams, wasting their time for no money because the prize money was in Division 1, right? And that was the expectation. If you're a new sign-up team, you basically start in the lower division and you have to spend a season grinding. If you make the playoffs, there's a relegation match. They take the top 2 from Division 2 against the bottom 2 from Division 1, and they play a show match. The winner of that gets promoted or demoted. It was totally set in stone. So the way to move up was grind the lower division, win it out, and then beat the Division 1 team and take their spot. It was very clear. And as a manager, you can go into the locker room or basically a Discord chat, and you could say, listen, guys, this is how we do it. Win maps and don't fucking be a piece of shit. And if you win maps and don't be a piece of shit, then we won't take penalty points, because these penalty points can affect our placement in the standings and can affect if we're staying in this division making no money, or if we get to move up into Division 1 and actually have something to play for. So that was the thing for season 1, 2, and 3. It was nothing but net. Season 4 comes in and they scrap the divisions and they just make groups, and the groups aren't evenly balanced. And they eventually even said, like, there was maybe 8 teams in the group, but you play 6 play weeks. So you don't even get to play every team in your group. So some people had an easy 6 games. Some people had a hard 6 games. And then a lot of better teams got fucked over because they had harder matches, and the other teams that were shit played other shit teams and were undefeated, and it was just a wash. And they admitted that it was shit. So now they're sticking to divisions. So now they're going back to divisions. But here's the issue with that is there's brand new signed up teams. And those teams, like there's that Silence team, the China team, and because I guess they're Chinese, we just assume they're good. They get bumped up to Division 1. And we forgot about the paying your dues tribute that new sign-up teams have to do. Now, maybe Silence doesn't play if they're in a lower league, but I mean, that's the way it is. You shouldn't really favoritize teams just to get the best excitement, unless you make that very clear that that's your angle. Like, I will always rig Dust League for a better match. I've said that since day one. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to invite the people that are draws. I've said that since day one. I want good entertainment games, and I want the best to play. But for the most part, War 3 Info League has been pay your dues. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are. New sign-up teams, work your way up from the top or from the bottom. And people who have spent the time, like Playing Ducks, who went from Division 2 up into Division 1, into the finals, by the way, against UMAT, a great run. They deserve to be there, and they've paid their dues. So I think Global Clan, another one, a team that's been there. Division 2, they did good. They should have got that promotion match. They didn't. INFS, great run. Made it to the playoffs, didn't get that promotion match. They're stuck in Division 2, and I think they kind of just they didn't do justice to a lot of these teams that have been there since the beginning. And I think the controversy was, well, we're going back to divisions. That's good, but also you're favoritizing this new French team, and you're favoritizing like the Todd Superstar team and stuff like that, and you're giving them the boost, but the teams that have honestly earned it from last season don't get the boost. And I think that's the issue. But the admin pretty much said, I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want, and we're going to go back to the old divisions, and we're going to do it the old way. But for this way, it's a team effort. We all decided to do this, and it is what it is then. But I'm glad that at the end of the day, War 3 Info League is going back to the promotion relegation system, and it's going to work out. It's a good league, and it should work out. But yeah, they definitely fucked up. And you're having an issue with people like voicing that opinion, like they shouldn't bitch about it. Well, they absolutely should.
How many times do I have to say this, man? I have no problem with people voicing their opinion and voicing criticism. I just say you shouldn't attack admins personally. That has nothing to do with it.
Well, who attacked admins personally?
It wasn't the Reddit thread.
The OP?
A couple of people. Like, this is 40 something. I didn't know this topic.
I think he just said that he was biased, right? Which he was.
Well, in a kind of harsh way, for sure. There were certain other topics of the law, like this is a cold, blah blah, whatever. Yeah,
you shouldn't do that.
Especially when, like, this War 3 Info League could have been dead plenty of times. I feel like
it died the second you guys stopped doing the streams for it, to be
everybody
honest.
Like, who ran this league is kind of on the verge to a burnout, or is getting so much shit from team managers that it's tough. Just no fun. It's just no fun, and then people leave. This is what has happened with War 3 Info League, and yeah.
They lost their nut, really. I mean, they lost their nut. Like, I think they had something great. When they first started, it was like a team league. All the good teams were in. But the biggest thing was having Back2Warcraft on board. Was having Back2Warcraft. You casted, like, not only playoffs, but you did cast season matches. So, I mean, for Dust starting off, before I even knew who you guys were, we didn't give a fuck about the prize pool. Prize pool could have been 0. But it's that chance to premiere your team and say that you're the best and do it in front of 2,000, 3,000 people on Back to Warcraft. And if you're War 3 Info League and you have the infrastructure, you have the people, you have the website, you have the good system.
But what has the behavior of team owners, managers, orgas, and player to do with us broadcasting the games?
No, I'm saying why they're not seeing growth and they're not moving anywhere.
That's an entirely different topic.
Well, I mean, you're always going to have toxic managers. You're always going to have shitty people to deal with in team leagues. That's never been. That's always been the case. I mean, that's not new.
So why should we just accept this?
You don't need to, and I don't think War 3 Info League does.
If this continues, then you can look for a new head admin for next season or season 7. Then it won't.
Yeah, I mean,
change.
Kudos to the people that are sticking it out. I wouldn't do it. I'm not going to do it. So I have respect for those people that put in the time, but it's tough, man. It's really tough. But what's even tougher, I think, and this is the stem of the problem, is that these guys are getting demotivated because there is no light at the end of the tunnel. They don't see a way to get prize money bigger other than crowd-funded events. There is no way to promote the matches. There's good matches happening that aren't being streamed anymore. There's no actual promotion of the event. People don't even know what's going on. There's no storylines, no articles, nothing. It's just matches being played and a lot of drama behind it with no means of growth. And I do think the biggest means of growth they ever had was, first of all of these teams posting about it, making tweets, making drama about it, hyping it up, but that also the Back to Warcraft, like the Back to Warcraft partnership.
Like who else did this?
Whatever. But the Back to Warcraft nut was their way of saying, well, here's our viewership. This is what we can do. Let's pitch it to sponsors so we don't have to rely on this $300 prize pool.
You can't tell me that this happened. You cannot tell me that one team went to a sponsor with this number.
No, I'm not talking about the team. I'm talking about War 3 Info League itself.
Ah. Okay,
like
fair point.
War 3 Info League itself as a league, how are they supposed to grow? There's no nut anymore. That's what I think is demotivating Warcraft 3 Info League admins, because they're putting all this effort in, they're going through so much shit, and there is no light at the end of the tunnel. It's not going to get better. It's going to get worse.
Yeah, obviously, if you have to replace your head admin every season, then you don't have time for stuff like that.
I mean, not every grind's easy, but yeah, I mean, if they can't figure it out, then it is what it is. But I think the biggest issue was Back to Warcraft choosing to do weekly cups over War 3 Info League, and you guys took a vote based on what your people wanted, and they wanted cups, and I think that decision crippled them. I think they were crippled at the end of season 2 or season 3 or whatever. That's when it really took a downhill spiral. I don't really think the admins are doing a bad job. I don't think the league's bad at all. But if you're a team, and in our case, our players were demotivated because we didn't want to play at 8 a.m, 11 a.m on shit ping. It was very EU balanced, I think, favored. I mean, they got more hosts than us, they got more everything. It was just demotivating, and at the end of the day, we're going to split $300 between 20 people. People didn't want to commit to that, and I think that's why the solo leagues are taking off, because you can really just pick your own schedule. But if there was a huge prize pool, it would be huge, and if there was an actual means of growth, it would be huge. But they're in a bad spot right now.
Team leagues, there's always a loud minority for team leagues. Like, they're yelling from the rooftops that we need team leagues. Team leagues are so important. It's the best thing. Nobody watches them. I tried for so long, and it doesn't matter if it's W3IL or the big WGTL. Of course, that was Reforged graphics and all, but the games were absolutely batshit crazy. Still, nobody watches them.
And it's the team's fault as well. I mean, teams never did anything to give anybody reason to watch. I mean, the Sweden Dust rivalry was great. That was cool. Imagine we had that on a regular basis. It'd probably be more spicy. But teams are definitely at fault for that. They just expected all the glam and the fashion and the fame, but they didn't put any effort into anything. I mean, most of these teams don't even have Twitters. I think that stems back to this topic I've always wanted to talk about, which is like the marketing in Warcraft 3. It's just not there. But for War 3 Info League, maybe, you know what? Everything needs time to grow. Dust League wasn't the biggest when we first started for the first couple seasons on Back to Warcraft. People weren't biting as much. I think we had 500 viewers. On paper, it looked like shit. But it just takes time for people to get used to it. Maybe if you guys stuck it out for another season or two, maybe people would get used to that rhythm. Similar with Meisterschaft. I mean, Meisterschaft didn't do good at all because of the German switch up, and a lot of people weren't into that. And then now Meisterschaft is like
depends on how you value success. Like, what is success when you have a German stream? Then I think 1,500 people is pretty successful, and Warcraft.
Yeah, but it wasn't always that though. It wasn't always 1,500. It was under 1,000.
We had a little bit of a slump when in season 2 we had pretty boring groups. They were very one-sided. Plus, we still had Reforged graphics, and there we took a hit. But apart from that, season 1 and season 3 are among the most successful products that Meisterschaft has.
But I mean, if you would have stopped after the first season, and you would have went on community vote and they said we don't want this, and you would have stopped, you wouldn't have given it a chance for them to switch graphics and for the groups to get better and the games to be like what they are now. ESL Meisterschaft is a watchable product now.
But it's I think it's a totally different thing because it's not a community project. It's like a paid production with great prize pool. I don't think you can compare this because there are actually people behind it making it work, employed to ESL. So I don't.
Well, I mean, the big prize pool and big production can be substituted out for teams doing their best to try to promote a good match, and War3 Info League trying to promote those teams and make it hype. I mean, people get hyped with prize pool and production for sure, but I think the team rivalry was a thing at the start of Reforged. It absolutely was.
I don't think so.
People really
I think it was a thing in 2009 and then it stopped.
Maybe.
Because if you ask the average Joe, do you think he knows who's on Dust? Do you think he knows who's on UMAD?
I think UMAD's dead, by the way.
Oh, what happened there?
I don't know. Arc and Bazaar took over a team for War3 Info League, and it's basically all UMAD players. I think they stopped paying everyone and they all dipped or something.
What is Arc?
I don't know. I could just be saying. Him and Bazaar are pretty tight. They're both managers, so yeah. But something happened, and UMAD isn't around anymore.
Ay. Man, these guys did a good job. Mostly, they could have done more. Yeah,
I mean, teams
aren't always do more.
Yeah, teams aren't what they used to be. Absolutely. I mean, Dust isn't, so much a team is like, oh, we're all in this together. It's really just like a family group of guys that have each other's back and want to enjoy playing this game. It's not really, if people want to take it seriously, then Carson and I are there to back them up and give them the right pathway. But for the most part, a team itself doesn't mean as much anymore in terms of team leagues or anything like that. It's really just, a support crew or gang of people that have the same goals and like each other for the most part. But yeah, I think in War3 Info League's case, they lost a big in, which was that Back2Warcraft plug, and I think that's what they had going for them at the beginning, and now it's really tough because, like I said, there's no way to stream it, there's no way to grow anything. Nobody knows what's going on. There's no news. There's no articles. It's just kind of games. At this point, it's really just to play games. And that's where there's no light at the end of the tunnel. And people can only take so much shit with no end in sight. That's why people are getting burned out. I think that's probably a main reason, is because there's no, this is as good as it's going to get. Unfortunately.
I don't know if we're still on the same topic or not, but I think people are just way too crazy in insulting people and shitting on people, and nobody really values the work that is done. That's my feeling. They don't appreciate opportunities that are created.
Are you still talking about War3 Info League, or are you talking about everything like Dreamhack?
I'm talking in general.
I think people are definitely appreciative. The silent majority definitely appreciate the work going on behind the scenes and the good content events and something to watch every day. And I think Warcraft 3 is in the best spot it's ever been. And wow. I do think you're reading too much into the haters, dude. If I read all the haters, man, I would not be here right now. Like you have to just
you
take
read
it on
everything. What are you talking about? You even read YouTube comments.
Yeah, I do read everything, but I don't know. I have tough skin. I'm a big boy. I do think I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I think you read too much into it. And also, like, what is it impacting? What is it impacting? Other than your motivation, which obviously is a big deal. But you know, like, do you really think that people didn't enjoy the Dreamhack stream?
No, stream is fine.
So what is it impacting? Just your motivation because you don't like reading nasty shit.
No, I think cup numbers for like cup numbers and qualifier numbers are in the shitter. And that is not good for a game.
No, but we don't have anybody actively trying to figure out what the problem is and find a solution. And I really do think that maybe building up a team and coming up with new ideas involve like including like ESL working with maybe us and other TOs and making like a group to like figure out what the issue is if they want to keep doing this is probably a good call because it's a big issue. And it stems from a bunch of different factors and we need to figure out a way to get that back going.
I mean, what more can you do than like make cups always on one day of the week, give them prize money, now give them APT points, make them all regions, make the qualifiers at weekends only to playable times, give them 2 open qualifiers instead of 1. Numbers was still not good. Not at all.
Yeah, it's tough. I agree with you. It's tough. It's I mean, geez, I don't want to say like nobody gives a shit, but because I don't think that's true. But it's tough, man. People don't want to compete.
No, they all want to whine. They want to whine, and that's what they want at the moment, and that's so annoying. Wherever you look, it doesn't really matter. Like if they're in the times there was no cup. Oh, we need cups. Boom, you do a cup. Nobody plays. Oh, we need team leagues then. You make a team league. It's just drama and stress all the time. Oh, we need a big circuit, and then nobody plays either. Like it doesn't really matter what you do. Nothing is A, ever enough, and B, appreciated. That's my problem with the scene.
Yeah, I agree. I've wanted to talk about this for a long time. It's really just for me, in my opinion, yes, nobody really. Well, I won't say nobody because you know people that watch do appreciate the content we do, but we're talking about the player base, I guess.
It's both.
Maybe it's both. But people like there's no creative people in our scene.
Yeah.
There's no creative minds. There's nobody trying. Like if you look at other games, there's people going out of their way to succeed or fail, but they have goals and they have like things they want to do and
you know on what level we are? We are on such a low level when it comes to casual fans supporting the game that no one is even sharing Twitch clips.
We lack in everything.
That's the smallest thing you can do. Like if you enjoy
I think this is the issue.
Share it somewhere, not only Discord, put it on Reddit. I said this a million times. Don't put it on Discord. Nobody sees that. Put it on Reddit or Twitter to share or whatever. But people are in their comfort zone and it's really discouraging.
Yeah, I think people just don't know what like they just don't know. They just don't know that they're capable of building something. And for Warcraft 3, all the windows are open, all the doors are open. I think people just aren't motivated, they aren't creative, and they don't know. So I think like back in the day, you know, we're an old game and we're old people. And I think a lot of people are stuck in their ways. And those are the dark times when there was no social media and there was no streaming and there was no personalities and people didn't grow up with this new culture that, you know, League of Legends, Dota, CSGO have, where they utilize all the assets at their disposal. Do you know what I mean? Like the stream fails with the clips, funny, the way to get people involved. And I don't know what I have so much to say on this, but it's really hard to put into words. Like our scene is very uncreative with people that aren't passionate to do anything about it. And if they are passionate about it, they have no fucking idea what they're doing. and there's no guides really. And I think that unless you just take the ball and roll with it and learn on your own, or like, hire the expertise of someone that can actually guide you through the process of building something successfully to cut those years off and maybe do it quicker, then it's really frustrating for someone like me to watch so much opportunity go out the window and nobody cares. And that stems down to players. It stems down to TOs.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I get so sick of seeing all these Dreamhack circuits, which are huge, and players don't take advantage of that by putting their player cams on, trying to promote themselves. They don't tweet about it. Some of them don't even have fucking Twitter. Nobody's really taking advantage of what's available to them, and it will go away, and then we'll be stuck in the dark ages again. Nobody has taken this baton and built it and ran with it and built it into something more. And other people used to do that. People took a CS:GO career into a streaming full-time career. You know what I mean? And it built, they took advantage of, I was a nutty player in CS:GO, and now, I stream whatever the fuck I want, but people know that I'm insane from my career, and now I have a career from that. Like, people don't see the opportunities that are in front of them, and if they do, they don't have the knowledge of what they're doing, and it frustrates me, man. And because this is a huge window in Warcraft 3 right now. Sorry, I'm going on a fucking long rant. This is a huge window, the past 2 years, honestly, for people to actually build something for themselves. Whether you're a player, whether you're trying to grow something, whether you're trying to get sponsored or show what you're worth, this is the biggest opportunity you're going to get. And nobody is doing anything.
Yeah, to a degree.
I'll give you an example.
I kind of want to take it away from the personal standpoint, because for players it's oftentimes the case, like, they're not full-time, they will never be full-time, they have their jobs, so that's kind of fine. For me, they provide something already by playing the big tournament. That's fine. They could always do more, and of course in a perfect world they would and they should, but there's so many people out there who are watching these games, and only recently one guy puts them on socials, like the results. That is Stoker. Stoker is a god, by the way. I love that. There's a tiny little tweet saying, this was the tournament, first, second, third, fourth. I know exactly what's up, even though I didn't watch the tournament. It's simple, it's effective, it's great. And if someone would do that with like one highlight clip of a game or something, or of a weekend, that would be dope as well. It's these tiny little things that nobody does. Like, I had to do the Reddit threads for Dreamhack because no one else would think about it. And that's not really my job to do so, because Reddit, I don't know, everybody can do that. Of course, the stellar counterexample is War 3 Champions, who did a lot out of nothing by crazy dedicated work. But yeah, like, there's no content creator really doing interesting stuff, or just dedicated fans who wants to put in the extra mile.
Yep, and I think it comes down to players also not taking advantage of the window. Like, I get mad at Hitman all the time. This is the most popularity, I guess, air quote, that he'll get that he's ever had. And I always get pissed that he doesn't take advantage of tweeting more and trying to put out content, streaming more, making his stream more accessible, making a career out of this. And there's people that do take this full time, like Happy, for example. I think skill-wise, Happy is no different than a Simple in CS:GO. Like, Simple's talent in Counter-Strike is the same as Happy's talent in Warcraft 3. And
So
the viewership is there.
But
Yeah, he's very good. And but why does he not have the numbers? And it's not because of the game. It's because Happy doesn't give a shit about marketing. Maybe he doesn't know, but like, people don't take advantage of the opportunity. Like, Happy could be he could be a bigger streamer than Grubby if he really wanted to. Like, he could go even bigger if he really wanted to. No, he could, but he honestly makes it so easy. No, he makes it so easy to not like him or not watch him, instead of putting in the effort to actually care about what people think. and he's just, you know, one person. I mean, the fact that he even streams makes him bigger than, or better, doing better than most of other people. But you know, there's really like from some people that could do it, there's just no effort.
I don't
And
think
it's
Happy has absolutely no chance to become a grubby, because it's just so different in personalities, and obviously he's just streaming in Russian, so the accessibility.
Yeah, he made, like, that's what I mean. He
there.
makes it easy. It's sub mode only. He
Grubby
only speaks Russian.
Very,
Yeah,
very
I mean,
noob friendly and engaging, and yeah, that's just two different games these guys.
yeah, but
play
Happy
on
could do
Twitch.
his own thing if he actually tried to put an effort. Happy could do it his own way. It doesn't have to be grubby to be better than whatever. He could do it his own way, but he doesn't do it. And you know, for a guy that takes this full time, because I think this is his only means of income, it's sad. Like, you're fucking up, bro. Like, there's people like that want to support you, and you make it so hard. And I think other people make it hard too by not putting in any effort, taking advantage of the windows that they have.
He's probably just fed up by the same guys that I was insulted by with all these copy pastas. That's why he's in sub mode. That's why he bans everybody. I can, like, if that continues for like a month or two, I would do the same.
Yeah, copy pastas are the downfall of this game.
I think so.
Sag.
Exactly. Oh man, we got 9 minutes left. I don't think we're gonna do the topic that we want to do for 4 weeks.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we do have a lot of questions.
We got some questions, Ricky. We got some questions from our Patreon boys and girls.
Okay, let's start with some of the old ones there on the 15th. Toxie with a question from Patreon. We're taking Patreon questions. This is where they're coming from. Toxie asks, do you have an opinion on packed but far between events versus long drawn out events? Some criticism I often hear about Dreamhack is that it lasts so long that people never really understand what stage it is, and every game feels unimportant. For me, it's no issue. I watch it all anyway. It's a very good topic.
That is a very good topic, and I don't have a clear opinion on it. I think a mix is necessary. I do feel that if you have a very, very high level competition, it needs to be long, and the more games per player, the better. As long as it's not round robin, because round robin sucks and is the worst mode of them all. Short events are super fun, but it's always a snapshot of like a weekend, like the shape of a weekend. I kind of liked what W League did. I think that was somewhat Swiss system over the course of 4 weeks or something. I'm not 100% sure. Europe, that was kind of cool. Yeah, I think we need both. I think the biggest tournament should run the longest, and we definitely need some snap tournaments in between, like a stay-at-home story cup or something, or War3 Champions finals, for example.
Yeah, I think you know, my answer to this really is if you look at the tournament itself, it's not very confusing. But I think it does get confusing when you have Dreamhack going at the same time as Dust League, going at the same time as Next.
But no one does that, though.
And I no, but hold on, this is my fucking answer. Shut up. So I think
if it's wrong, I have to cut you off.
No, this is my issue. I don't have a problem with long, drawn out events or short ones. I think I have a problem with keeping up with, like, for example, Next tournament is on right now. I have no fucking idea about any of it. Like, I can't keep up. Like, I was watching Dreamhack last week, and now like Next is on, and like I don't. If I look at the Wikipedia page, I'll be like, okay, they're on Group C, and then there's a finals. I can understand it, but I think there's too much going on at once in all different formats, and it's hard to keep up. And I think that's kind of what Toxie's saying is like it's hard to understand. Okay, today we're in Group C of Dreamhack. What does that even mean right now? And how many groups are? You know what I mean? So I think it's just a mix of too much shit going on. And I do think that a lot of tournaments that are good fall under the radar when there's just too much shit going on, because it's hard to keep up with. For example, I followed all of Dreamhack, but I haven't been following Next, and I want to. It's great games, great players, some of the greatest groups ever.
It's
and I feel like
graphics,
a lot of,
though.
That's another thing. But I do think like it's just hard to keep up, man. And there's no real system or place that can outline what's going on and where. And then there's also no coverage really for everything. So it's hard to keep up. Nobody's really streaming it and going, this is where we're at right now. We're hopping into this game. And that's the issue I have. It's just I have a hard time keeping up, dude. And I watch Wikipedia every day. I'm checking every day and I still have a hard time. So for the average person, I feel for them.
But especially with the DreamHack format, I think it's very simple to follow because it's not Group A on one day, Group B on another day, Group C on another day, but you always know by the title what's up. Like one day is winner bracket semifinal, one day is winner bracket final, one day is lower bracket final, one day is playoffs. That's pretty simple.
Well, I mean, they do stretch that shit out, but yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
I mean, they do stretch that shit out.
It's just one extra day if you compare it to one group per day. It's just the 5th day that's extra.
No, it's fucking 3 days for a group and spread out. So like,
no, it's 5 days for a group instead of of one day. But of course, you have 4 groups, so it would be 4 days.
Yeah, one group gets finished
instead
in
of
about
5.
3 days. Yeah, in 3 days. But it's like, I don't know. Like, where are we now?
What?
Like with DreamHack, you definitely ask the question, where are we at now? Because they do the winner bracket semifinal, right? For each group, don't they?
Yes.
And then they do the lower the winner bracket final for each group,
yes.
And then they do the loser bracket for each group.
Yes.
And it's like, where are we now? How do you not get confused with that format?
Because it says lower bracket final. And then you know, hey, today is the lower bracket final. That is pretty simple if you ask me.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it depends if you're paying attention. But
I think
sometimes like, I'm watching DreamHack and I'm like, where are we at right now? Are we knocking someone out? Okay. I have to like look, but it's like, yeah, it's confusing a little bit.
I think what's a little confusing is that we have DreamHack Open Summer, Open Qualifier 1, DreamHack Open Summer, Open Qualifier 2, DreamHack Open Summer Close Qualifier, DreamHack Open Summer Close Qualifier. I'm losing track already because it's like the qualifiers are a little confusing, and not having Asia in sync with Europe and America is also a little confusing, but it's not that confusing. Like, if you really can't keep track, then you either don't want to or you're really not that smart.
Well, I mean, one of them's true for me.
That's true.
Another question from Save Orcas on the Patreon goes, what do you think about the format?
One more thing. I would love to see something like Meisterschaft, but for Europe or globally, something like W League did. That would last a long time, though. Like 12 weeks, maybe? Would people watch that if they're confused by a GSL group into playoff system already? Or would they be more from... What?
Do you mean like Dust League?
No. Dust League is 2 GSL groups into... Or GSL groups into playoffs, right? I think like W League, like Meisterschaft. Like one big table and then round robin. Yeah, I know I hate round robin, but over the course of like weeks, it's kind of fine. Would they get even more confused because they didn't follow a couple of weeks? Or would they be fine with that because they know that from traditional sports?
I think people will get used to it if you do it long enough, for sure. I mean, maybe Dust League would be even better if I did what Meisterschaft does.
Even
more
better,
games.
You say?
I don't know. That's something to think about. That's a really good point. It's a really good point, Neo. Something to think about. Here's another something to think about. I do want to ask this question because it's really important. Save Orcas does ask, what do you think? Sorry, Save Orcas. Neo interrupted your question in the first place. I do apologize for him, okay? We are going to get to it, though. I love you, baby. What do you think about the format of ESL Weekly Cups? Do you like it? Would it be better to have a bi-weekly cup with $200 prize pool split among top 4 players? Go ahead, Neo. This is a very good question.
Yeah, but I think consistency is the absolute key. From the last question, you saw that some people are confused by how a group stage into playoffs work. And then you tell people that they have to remember on what week the ESL Cup is. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. It has to be once a month and then like first Friday of a month or something, or every week because people will not remember if it's on or not. Fact. Prize pool distribution. We are advocating for this for a long time, that not only the winners should get something.
Yeah, I think consistently bi-weekly, everyone will get used to that anyway. If it is what it is, it is what it is. I think that could be great.
No freaking way.
I think so. I think that could be great. But also, if it's not, let's say it's weekly or whatever, it doesn't really matter. The prize pool distribution, I think if you make weekly cups top 4 payout, you have to make bigger prize pool because the winner still has to get 100, I think, for it to be worth it. But if you do top 4, like if you did this bi-weekly, it's the same money. So you're not taking extra money, and you do 150, 25, 25. I think you absolutely, that will fix the sign-up issue. I do think that will fix the sign-up issue.
But didn't Skill Cup Gold did that already? And before they switched into 2 and 2.
I don't know what skill does. I don't pay attention to skill. You tell me.
See? So,
how's that my fault?
It doesn't fix anything then.
Well, no, I don't know anything really about Skill Cup. Do they run a good tournament? I casted once, but it was all right. But I don't know anything about them. Are they still alive?
Yes, they are. They do Bronze Cups, Silver Cups, and 2 and 2 Cups.
Oh, I had no idea. They don't do the main one anymore?
That was replaced by the 2 and 2 Cup.
Oh, well, there
which
you go.
Apparently is looking good so far. But yeah, I don't think money is the issue. If people sign up,
it's a factor. Come on, nobody. You think people want to play against Hitman and just lose to him and then waste their time playing? No, they want to win something. I think if you add top 4 get paid, it would change every single cup, including Europe. Give EPT points and money to top 4. Pfft.
Who would?
Done deal.
I don't think more people would. It would be at maybe 5 more or something. Like you would see Hawk a lot more often. Blade would play for his vodka bottle. But that's about it. Like the problem with weekly cups isn't the pro players. The problem with the weekly cups is the amateur players that are not showing up, because pro players can't make numbers big. That's like 5 to 10 people maybe, but that doesn't change the fact that signups are in the 20s or 30s instead of in the 60s and 80s.
For amateur, to help with amateur, me and Carson have pretty much agreed that we're, for the first match of the ESL Week Cup, we're always going to do an amateur match.
It's the best.
Could be anybody. Could be anybody. We want to do it. We want you guys to sign up. And Carson will go out of our way to find an amateur match and put you guys on the screen right away.
Yeah, it's super cool. That's how it is discovered. Like Stronic and Sunny, who's now playing in ESL Meisterschaft next season. It's super fun for me to cast these. I definitely agree. I would love to cast some bronze as well after my vacation. That's super fun.
Let's take another question.
Yeah.
Question from the... What's that?
That was... The next question is about clan war leagues. I think we basically
we did touch on that a bit, but let's ask it and then we'll cover it really briefly. Scription from Patreon says, "What is your opinion on clan war leagues like War 3 Info League and NWC3L, Nate, which is the all kill format league run by Caspin, the Russian guy? Do you like them, and why do you think the clan war leagues are so poor supported in comparison to other leagues and cups?" We covered that a lot. Why they're poorly supported? Yeah. It's really just team motivation. Admins also losing motivation, but it's really just the teams, man. You have to blame the teams for why team leagues are not thriving. 100%. No effort on their part to really make storylines and make it interesting. Also, the coverage is just bad. There's no coverage for team leagues right now. People don't want to cover it because they don't think it's a draw. Team leagues are in a rough spot right now. I know Dust has completely dropped out of team leagues right now. We're not motivated. Our players are not motivated to do it, and I'm done chasing them. To wake up at 8 and 11 in the morning and try to, I'll have 4 people, but one person shows up and I just take forfeit wins. I'm done with that. If they're not motivated to play, they're not motivated to play. But it's 100% the team's fault, I think.
I'm not sure. I think.
Well, I can't say 100% the team's fault after the discussion we just had, but
I think it's everybody's fault. Literally, like. TOs need to get the word out and maybe do a better coverage of their league, but I can totally see why that's not happening, because you have to deal with so much shit with the team owners that there's no time left, or you don't want to do it or whatever. Then, as you say, it's the team's fault as well to not get the word out and promote it better and talk about it better. Then it's the players' fault for not being super motivated for it in the first place after screaming for months that they need something like this. Then it's, of course, viewers' fault as well, because they are not watching it. That's of course a lack of knowledge. They don't know who's playing in what squad. But it's a different thing. Like, a lot of loud people love Clan Wars, and I love casting Clan Wars. That's so far, like, my opinion on Clan Wars. But the majority is just not watching if you don't put Foggy or Happy or Lin or Moon in the title. If you put the team name in the title. We saw that at WGTL. It was RW, like Rogue Warriors versus Newbie. There was TH Infi Fly versus Lin 120 Lawlight. Craziest match, no views. So it doesn't really matter who's on the team. It's like people don't know and don't watch. Or maybe it's too long. Maybe a 5-hour video is too long for them to watch instead of a 1-hour best of 3 or best of 5. So there's so many things coming together. I think it is something that traditionalists value very dearly and close to their heart because of WC3L and NGL back in the day, but that is chasing unicorns to get it back to former glory. I can see that can be important to players to have their team and to compete for their team, to have a team. So it's really, really cool that these things still exist. But from my perspective, I would love to W3IL playoffs again, maybe if it's just 4 weeks or something. But it's just not a draw.
Yep, I agree. I think honestly, I'm waiting to get the itch to go back into team leagues, as a manager of a team. I would love to get back into it. I'm waiting for anyone to really give me a reason to motivate the guys to get back into it. But yeah, it's just it's not the right time for right now, unfortunately. But it's a little upsetting. I think another big problem was, I think back to when NGL and all these leagues were around, WCR was also around, and that was like the main forum, and you could actually just like start a topic. I mean, Reddit is basically like the WCR, I guess, but it's used differently. But yeah, there's just no one really talking about anything, like it used to be like, like OC's about to play this next week. Like, this is we got this team against this team. Do you think we get, like, we got Dust versus UMAD this week. Do you think we get Hitman versus, like, there's just none of that anymore. And you touch on this a lot with, you having to make your own Reddit posts for events that other people should be talking about. Why is nobody talking about it?
People talk so much on Discord, and that hurts the scene in general because it's behind something. It's just not accessible. So if you want to help, that's a great point. There are so many good discussions on Discord. Wow, I think of like the gym Discord. It's like super good. Like, and I can totally get why, because it's real time. And you don't have to wait for a post reply, etc. But if you share a cool clip to the gym Discord, then please put it on Reddit as well. Just need a title. If it's a cool play or something funny, like all the cool player reactions from Dreamhack, I think there was 1 or 2 on Reddit, and that's it. There were Dreamhacks before where XlorD, I think, in response to what's that TV show with the Captain America dude but an evil? The Boys. everybody was watching The Boys, and we were talking about that in the post-game interview, and XlorD legit said, like, oh, I'm going back to sucking titty milk now or something. Like, super funny in the context, of course. But man, this didn't even end up on Reddit or something. It's like, how is this golden content not on Reddit? Also, Remo's coach speech, not anywhere. It's kind of sad. That's so easy to fix.
Yeah, I agree. I think, like, if you post it, yeah, I mean, it's as easy as, like, dude, any clip that you think is funny, post it in the forum you want on Discord.
Yeah.
But then just put it on Reddit, add a title. You know, like Giannis popping off. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
You know, Bidoux being an idiot. It's that simple.
Well, that will probably get caught in spam soon.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, that's true.
Hey man, we're over an hour already. 1 hour 10.
Yeah,
That's the longest episode to date, I think.
And we still have the long cliffhanger of
we're never gonna make. We didn't talk about this one topic, the topic we bring on constantly that we never talked about. I didn't talk about my house burning down, which it didn't. We didn't talk about my vacation. We have a lot of things to do next week, Ricky.
Okay, we'll cover that. Also, people wanted to ask about my dating life. We will cliffhanger that to next week as well.
No, we covered that last week.
We did?
Yes.
What did I say?
You were very happy.
Well, I'm single now, boys. Single and ready to mingle. Slide in the DMs. Let's go.
Bidoux at Back2Warcraft.com, and of course at Ricky Robidoux here on Twitter and on Facebook. It's, I think, Ricky Robidoux as well, or is it Ricky Robidoux Jr.?
Jesus, on Facebook. Yeah, that's just
no, not Facebook, Instagram.
On Instagram, it's Ricky Robidoux _.
Ricky Robidoux _. Don't forget the underscore, ladies and gentlemen.
The original Ricky Robidoux is gone. It's taken.
Sad. Very, very not sad is our wonderful contributors on Patreon. For example, Knubbequakes, the all-time golden goat. We also have a couple of Midas tier supporters in Toxi, Taggy, Nem, Save Orcas, Inscription. Shout out for the wonderful questions as well. We got Don Dolare, Jay Getz, and Pedrut. Thank you guys very much for your support. And if you want to be as cool as these guys, then Ricky will tell you all about it. What can you get on Patreon?
God, you always put me on the spot. Let me try to do this without the website. Okay, let me try to do this.
Okay.
You know, it's been a while. It's been a while. I should know. We do have a lot of perks, guys. I'm looking at you, by the way. This is what I'm looking at you. Okay, your screen. We do have a lot of perks. The tomato one is just like a basic we love you guys support, and then as you move forward, you get more perks. I think. Oh shit! I need the fucking page. there's no way.
What you learned is that we got a lot of perks. Of course,
yes,
Discord channels, like a tiny little supporter community, which is very cool. You get the podcast a week early, so if you think, hey, I want to hear more from these guys, then you sign up and boom, you have 2 episodes in 1 week. That's kind of nice. We, of course, are part of the weekly Q&A as well. And then there's the coach tier. That is Mr. Remo Demo's face on it. You get music and movie recommendation. Remo dropped his already for this month. Carson dropped his music already for this month. And I will follow next week. The end of the month is reserved for me. I think I'm gonna do like a Emo 101 or something, little playlist that you can follow then. And of course, you're prioritized on the Q&As and the theory craft as well. Plus, if you're really, really cool, get the profit tier. That's where my face is on. You get an invitation to monthly custom game evenings. You get replay analysis twice a month by whoever you want. You get the shout out that you just heard after broadcasts and podcast. And if you're really cool and get the Midas tier, that's the biggest available tier right here, you get private coaching by Remo and Carson, or with me if you want to learn something about streaming, or if you just want to trash talk with Ricky, that's fine. We give you 45 minutes, do with it whatever you want. And of course, you get a VIP in the Back to Warcraft chat as well. And that is, of course, the best way to support us, especially during times where we are on the ESL channel, because then the sub numbers plummet, and Patreon is there constantly. So that is a wonderful, wonderful way to support us.
We love you guys.
That it?
Yeah, I think we do have our in-house custom game evening coming up. I mean, we're down to the last 2 weeks of the month, so it'll be coming up soon. So for you guys on the Patreon, we'll be playing soon. Look forward to that. Yeah, enjoy the rest. Are you on vacation for a long time, or what's going on?
I'm here for the podcast. We'll talk about it next week.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.